Hi, friend. It's a cold, snowy day here in New Hampshire. I can see out my window the snow's coming down, and good day to hunker down and be in the studio, and I'm glad you're here with me. The last couple of weeks I've been talking about reflecting, and I wanted to share with you something today that I think is fitting for this theme, and it's something that I offer as a service to clients. They're called Now and Then custom images, and it's where I combine a photograph from the past and a photograph of the present or close to present of a loved one, and it's a way to pay tribute or honor to someone that you care about in your life. And I just wanted to give you a background of how they were born, how that idea came to me. My parents were celebrating their 70th wedding anniversary, and right, 70 years. I needed some way to honor that relationship and to pay tribute to them as a couple. I could not find anything in the stores. I couldn't find anything online. I looked high and low, and I was looking at old photographs. I came across their wedding picture, and then there was a photograph of them in the present day. And I thought, well, why don't I combine these together somehow in a really, lovely presentation, in a lovely way, and then print that and present it to them like a framed print. So that's what I did. And it was so important. It was a reminder to them of their commitment to one another, their devotion to each other. It was a celebration of their love. It was a celebration of our family. It was just such a nice way to honor them. And they treasured that. And to this day, it brings me tears to think about it, because they had it up in their home. They eventually sold that home and then moved to assisted living. They took that with them. And, it was a source of pride for them. And it was a source of pride for me too, because they appreciated the creativity of it. Here is that image. Sorry about the glare. This is behind glass and in a frame with a mat. But that's them in their wedding picture. I just want to talk a little bit about the process. My clients will provide me with 2 or 3 photographs that they think will work, and we'll talk about them together. 2 or 3 photographs of the present and the past. So just a little bit about the best photographs to use for this kind of work. Ones that are the best are ones that have a great expression on the person's face, something that has good lighting, ideally, and if it's straight on or 3/4 is really good. It's really ideal. That gives you a good sense of who the person is. Photos that don't work are the ones that have really bad lighting. If they're super dark or super light and blown out, I probably can't use those. Often I'll say to people, if you're looking through your photographs and you stop in your tracks at one of these pictures that just lights you up, or that is so characteristic of that person, and it just stops you dead in your tracks, that's probably the one that you want to use. And then when I'm working on them, I try to get a sense of who that person is. I like to get a little bit of background on who they are or what their relationship was like, so that when I'm working on them in my mind, I have that person coming into play, if you will. I work digitally. Sometimes I'll combine 2 photographs together and make them into one good picture. If let's call it stitching together. If I'm stitching together 2 photographs to make one, this is where you really need to have manual knowledge of how things are supposed to go together, and you need digital skills also. In my opinion, I don't think you can just have one of those skill sets. I think you need both in order to do this. And I also want to talk a little bit about some of the customization that I can do on these Now and Then images. When my parents hung this image of them in their home in the assisted living facility, my mom wrote out this little saying that she loved, and she had it tucked in the corner of this frame. And it says, "When we get to the end of our lives together, The house we had, the cars we drove, the things we possessed won't matter. What will matter is that I had you and you had me. When I was creating this, if I'd have known about this, I would have incorporated that quote. I would have made it a bigger image, and I would have incorporated this quote into the work. That is now something that I do. I can do additional customization by adding something, a phrase of meaning that is appropriate for the person or people that are in the image. Some other customization I just want to show you. It's an anniversary now and then that I did. This couple was celebrating their 30th wedding anniversary, and in the background is a landscape of an island in Venezuela. The gentleman was from Venezuela, and he had spent some time on this island as a young man. The foreground is a beach on Long Island called Lido Beach, where this woman had spent time, and they had both spent time there together also. So that's kind of additional customization that I can do. I can add in places of significance or things of significance to the people that are in the image. This is another example of that. So this happens to be some family members of mine. This is my grandmother and my aunt and my uncle and my uncle's father. And so this is more of a generational now and then that I thought was very interesting. My cousin commissioned me to do this. And what we did here was incorporated symbols that were meaningful to each of these people. This one is a symbol of a Lutheran religion, and that was important to both my grandmother and my aunt and my cousin who commissioned this. And then this symbol is the family crest of the Gordon family, and that was important for the Gordon family. I just love doing the now and then images. They are just such a way to honor people that you care about and a way to pay tribute to them. I have spaces to do 4 of those each month. It takes 8 to 10 weeks from start to finish. And I provide a digital image to you that you can share with your friends and family. And I send you a fine art print of the image also. Is there someone in your life that you want to honor or pay tribute to? If there is, and you want to do something like that, just reach out. Let me know. I'd be happy to work with you. If you want more information about that, it's on my website. I'll put a link there for you to see. It takes some thought. I get that. It takes some thought and some time, but let me know. Enjoy your week. I'll see you again.